And now we're gonna say welcome to another episode of the Lobang Boys.
Today we have a very special guest.
Yeah, the
We
Lords
bring
of
you
Lobang.
no more the mayor. Now he is upgraded to the governor.
Yes.
Until 2 months after I had to move out.
Yes.
The next time you turn up, you're going to be vice president.
Oh no, mayor it's a smaller area. Governor
Is
you're
the
the governor of the whole fucking city.
yeah.
It depends on where you go to, lah. But we won't reveal it now until you're comfortable with releasing that information. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
You being the governor, you can pick and choose which
Yeah, you
city
can
he wants to
pick
take
and
over.
choose. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, if
Yeah.
the landlords allow me
So
to.
do you want to try your hands at Yishun? You know, change
No,
Yishun,
I
mold
would-
it into your image.
I would say
Or
that's a challenge you might not want to take.
Okay, so clearly you guys haven't seen the rents in Yishun right now.
Oh shit! Is it high?
Really high.
How much are we talking about?
So some of my friends who live in Yishun are talking about like 60 to 70% increase in their rent.
Wait, this is Yishun we're talking about.
We're talking about
People
Yishun.
want to live there.
Well, work from home changed all of it, right? It's like if you don't need to get to
Oh.
the office, distance doesn't matter.
So they think they're safe at home in Yishun.
Right.
There's a wall around it.
But depends on your family members. That might be the most dangerous place.
Well, I mean, with their
Let's not forget your neighbors.
Your neighbors.
Yeah, or your neighbors.
Downstairs stuff happening
Yeah.
round. Like, what if you need to go down to buy like a toilet paper? What if your Grab driver, the one that sends the toilet paper to your house, has nefarious
Right.
reasons for being
What
there?
you're living beside the cat killer, and you have cats.
Yes.
It's like, oh shit,
Exactly.
that's not gonna work out.
At least dangers that you know than dangers that you don't. So
That's also true.
Well, that's true, but then.
but actually speaking of Yishun, right?
yeah.
Recently there was an article on Mothership that highlighted Bishan bus interchange
Yes.
and said that fuck the people of Bishan are uncouth.
Right.
These guys are
no, it's this
fucking
one
savages.
guy. There's one guy that posted it.
Yeah. This one guy posted it. He took pictures and posted saying that these guys don't line up. They don't queue up for the bus.
Right.
They just stand at the periphery, and they just wait for the bus. And when the bus comes, they just like make a beeline for it. And then he commented saying that we already have one Yishun. We don't need another one.
Nice.
Oh, did he really say that? Oh, that motherfucker. Wow, I didn't
Yeah.
see that. But I had issue with the comments because I read that and I was like, oh, yeah. Oh, I was such a dumbass for queuing up. And then when I was in the front of the queue, when the bus came, everybody rushed up to the bus and left me down there looking like a fool. And then he mentioned, why can't Bishan be like past areas, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
No Yishun.
No, you shouldn't. You left out.
I'm like, what? You think we don't queue? No, you think what? It's a free for all? There's
Yeah.
no metal bars whatsoever.
It's a knife fight out there.
It's like it's a knife fight. What do you think? Or cat killers go first?
Yeah.
What's going on? Like he didn't say that. Now he says something worse. He
Yeah.
says Bishan's not another.
We
What?
don't need another Yishun.
Holy shit! This
Yeah.
guy is throwing arms. He's throwing gloves.
Throwing
Like,
fists.
Can you understand this? Like, if I was the mayor of Yishun, right, I'd find offense. I'd find offense with it, and I would fine him. I wouldn't do much actually.
Will you skin him like how you skin one of the cats?
No.
No.
I'm not the cat killer.
You're not the cat
It's-
killer.
Yeah.
He's got cats.
Oh.
I'd make him realize what being a true Yishun person is.
Yeah,
I
actually-
would teach him graciousness.
Yeah.
I would teach him kindness,
Mm-hmm.
and I would teach him charity.
Right.
And then I'll kick him in the balls.
All the traits they do not have.
Yes.
No.
Like a
Yes.
truly cultured
No, because
person.
I'll teach him what they are,
Yeah.
and then teach him what it's like not to have them. Yeah, that's like, yeah.
Hey, but going back to Yishun rental prices, it's quite surprising. Don't most people who live in Yishun have like 6 or 7 children? How do they have spare rooms to rent out?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Where do you get your stats from?
Isn't it the
Are these 6 or 7 children they do not know
this from
about?
Google? This from Google.
No,
Straight
but-
from Google.
but-
So
taking-
what they do is that they kick out their kids on the streets
right.
and then rent out.
And then rent out the flat.
Hey,
Like,
that
you're
makes
18
sense.
now, get out.
Yeah.
We
Have
need
you-
But
rental
taking
income.
intel from Sean's neighbors, some of them go to jail.
Hey, hey, that part's private, okay? No, but we've been awfully rude. We have not
Yeah.
introduced our guests.
Right. Properly.
Properly introduced. This is Rindo. He is our Patreon member.
Not just Patreon member, first
Patreon member.
yeah.
Patreon member.
And
Oh, the
as
honor.
you can see, have you seen all the other podcasts? All of them Have they ever brought on?
And
their
he's a
patron
recurring guest.
recurring
Yes.
guest.
Yeah.
But none of them have done what we did. We honor our Patreon members. So
Right.
be a Patreon member if you dare, and come down to the show
Yeah.
if you
So,
dare.
to current and future patrons, this seat is worth it.
This is it?
Yeah.
So
This throne, the throne is worth
no,
it.
I have to ask this question. I think I'm obligated. Like, do you feel safe? Is this a safe environment?
For now,
Yeah. Okay.
I'll hold my thoughts on this.
Yeah, before the sleeping pills kick in, give the right answer.
And then Josiah had to ruin the whole thing.
Before the rape, no.
Yeah, you want to report no.
Yeah, no. The thing is, the thing about us, like, is we're real, okay? We try to be as authentic as we can be. This is not the same thing we can say about what's happening in America.
Yeah.
What we were led to believe was
Oh, I thought you were going to go on another
Tangent.
trajectory.
I like to surprise people. I like
Yeah.
to,
Plot twist.
I'm
Sean is
here.
plot twist today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sean plot twist.
I'm everywhere, okay? But I just want to bring it
Shawnee
to,
twists.
Shawnee twist.
Yeah.
to the land of the free and home of the unknown. I have no idea, but long time ago there was this insurrection that happened over there.
Yes.
This January 6th insurrection.
Yeah, I think it was
It was-
last year, was it?
Yeah, it was this hoo-ha.
21.
2021.
Yeah,
Yeah,
where a
21.
bison actually attacked the Capitol. Oh wait, no, it was a man dressed in a bison.
The
Sorry.
Viking.
The
hat.
Viking
Yeah,
hat.
Viking.
It's
no,
not a bison.
I was because it's American bison, man. It's like I thought it was a symbol. Like
Right.
the American bison had enough of this. The
Right.
Native Americans are standing up for Trump. You know, that kind of stiff like stuff. Then I realized how nonsensical that sounds because
Yeah.
Trump make most money out of them from the gambling stuff. Doesn't matter. But we were led to believe there's violent insurrection in the Capitol building. And then recently, Tucker Carlsen, the guy I would least expect to maybe not, released a video, an internal video of the Capitol building, showing that the Bison guy was led on a
Guided tour.
guided tour by the Capitol Police.
Interesting.
Interesting. I'm wondering
Yeah.
how the hell did he get his hands on those videos,
Mm.
and how the hell is he not dead?
Yeah.
Oh,
I-
it was. I think it was given by some a senator, right? And then when they released the video, the senator came out and said that, oh, it was meant to be private information.
Well, he fucked
It
up,
was
I
like,
guess.
it's like, what the fuck?
I mean, I don't know.
Then
if we
why
can,
did you even share?
I don't know
Yeah.
if we can link it. We probably
No,
can,
it's on Fox. It was-
yeah, we
it's
can
on
probably
Fox.
link it.
Did Tucker Carlsen mention where the videos came from?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, all right.
So he wants to make it like credible, and then he came out and said like, "Oh, this fella he's in jail. The Bison guy in jail 4 years. Quite harsh, I think. But what we were led to believe was the entire thing was hostile. They had guns drawn. People were killing cops using natural methods like strokes and heart attacks and
Yeah.
everything else. Like, you know, like for some reason, right, some of them were like mistakes. Like, you're in my way, stroke tomorrow. You know, tomorrow also. It's not killing you today. It's like you're gonna know you die tomorrow. That's worse. That
But
kind
the
of-
attack was the day before.
the day before.
Allegedly.
Oh, allegedly.
But here's the deal, though. I mean, like, there's enough videos on
Yeah.
Twitter about, you know, the violence that happened
Yeah.
there. Like, the riot police trying to hold back the crowd. Like, was that not part of the same?
Now we don't know what to
Yeah,
believe.
it
We
was
see
not.
this one where this guy
It
is
was
led-
edited.
Yeah, but how much can you edit a bunch of riot police trying to hold back a crowd? You know.
Well,
I
maybe
mean,
they'll say like
there's only so much that AI can do.
action, and then you know like
Oh, right,
point
okay.
the guy, and it's like
Okay.
you know we don't know now because now with this video it puts all that into question. It's like how real are those things and how real is this?
But early on, right, weren't there like videos on Twitter, flooding Twitter, showing like the Capitol Police opening the barricades for the
yeah, so
protesters
Yes,
to
but
enter?
that was the only video.
Right.
Then the other videos were of the guy with the Viking horns walking himself.
In the
No, with
Yes.
police
Capitol Place.
escort.
No. Those are new.
Oh, new ones. Okay.
The
Hmm.
ones that were released at that time were like and still images of him in the Oval Office and like different like senators, officers and all
Yeah.
like sitting at their chair and all this kind of
He
shit.
didn't take a
Yeah.
shit on the table, right?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a waste.
Yeah,
It's a
so-
statement right there.
No,
Okay,
but
so
it-
why did these videos come out like at this time? Like, what is the? I mean,
That's
this
the thing.
was
We can never know.
year
Like
ago.
every time there's a release like that, we have to look. I mean, we try to look deeper, but who knows? I mean, this kind of video would have been a lot more effective. If it was released a day after the
Yes.
insurrection happened. If on January 7th they come out like, hey,
or when the guy was arrested.
yeah.
Right.
It was like, whoa, hold on. It might not be as it seems, but no, they chose what 2 years? Is it
Almost 2 years, actually.
2 years
More-
after
more than 2
it
years, yeah.
happens to say like, hey, actually,
2 years, 2 months.
Yeah.
actually,
It's all staged.
yeah,
Yeah.
actually, it may have been. No,
Yeah.
they didn't outrightly say it was staged. It was like, actually, no. You
Yeah.
look at this like, maybe it was not as deadly as you thought.
Yeah.
They like to get into position first and then, make more.
Yeah, and by all of that, it was staged.
Okay,
Yeah.
so but this is what I don't understand. So it's like now, if it was staged, and I think it's a big if. Like, why would the police be complicit in that kind of thing? Because obviously, it's a huge breach of security,
Yeah.
right? Is there any reason for them to want to
Well,
Orders.
play tour
Yeah.
guide?
so I was
Orders.
gonna say that that's
I-
the one thing.
Police just follow
So
orders.
They follow orders and they were like, let them in.
You
don't-
are at the lowest level. You see, you're not commanding anyone.
It was also made to look.
People
to make,
tell you to do things, you do things.
Yeah, it's to make Donald Trump look.
That's what
bad.
I learned in the military.
It-
You are so low in the pecking order. If someone tells you you do this, you don't question. You just do this. People do that,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and that is me telling things. My experience as a conscript. Imagine if that's your rice bowl.
There wouldn't be that big an incentive to challenge it, sure.
Mhm.
But at the same time, like, if there is a real and present danger, especially for the folks who are, working in Capitol Hill, I don't know, like, the people who...
But there wasn't. Like from the clips that came out,
That's what they're saying, that it
Th-
was
there
not
wasn't.
as
these guys
intense.
just like if you watch the clips again, the cops were in the majority. Like 5 of them were walking one person around.
Yeah, but weren't there other people in the capital part of the riot as well?
Yeah, some,
Besides
Yeah,
the
some,
Viking head guy,
producers and directors and cameramen. No, I'm not sure.
makeup
I'm
artist.
actually honestly, because those videos brought the whole thing to question.
And even right after the January 6th, the videos and photos that came out from the Capitol place, most of the rioters, quote and unquote, were all like just walking around taking selfies and
Yeah.
carrying shit around. Yeah.
The one thing they also mentioned was how unified the response to it was. It was every single one of the government, like every single one, not just Democrats but Republican as well. They
Yeah.
all said it was just unanimous and was too united. It was a bit. Now they're saying it's a bit too suspicious that they call it like every one of them labeled it as a deadly insurrection. Yeah, all of them. But it
Including
seems
those
like-
who were under the Trump administration.
Yes. So you
Mike
had to
Pence,
question.
Mike
Yeah,
Pence.
you
was
had to
alright.
question whether they just wanted him out, lah.
I think most likely.
They wanted him out and they never want him to come back.
Yeah.
Don't agree with
Yeah,
that.
but the simpler reason could also be that something happened
Yeah.
that,
That's what I
elicited
wanna-
a very common
That's why I
response.
want to be. No, the hurtful thing about this, right, is when I saw that, I was like, that's the kind of people that support that kind of fella, and I was so like, I wasn't happy about it. I was like saying that, like, these are the kind of people that riot. They claim freedom and all that. But when once it's proven through due cause, they do that. And then now I see this and like, fuck, was it orchestrated?
Yeah. Goes to show that Trump is a good guy.
Sorry, I'm having a stroke right now.
In politics, I guess there's no good and bad. Lah.
No,
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
politics they're
it's-
all bad.
Yeah.
The
In
only
politics,
time
it's how much money can I earn?
Correct. The only time it's good is that no, it's not good. Yeah, sorry.
Well, I guess JFK, he took a bullet for his belief. I guess you can call him good.
Yeah.
At least he tried to do something good.
Even though he was fucking horse.
Yeah.
But the thing
You
is,
see
yeah,
that-
but he took a
the
he took a
funny thing
bullet.
is that that's all he did. That's the worst thing he
Huh?
did was fuck horse.
Or the worst thing that he did was to fuck a whore.
Oh, no.
Right.
The worst thing he did was to try and end the Cold War.
What? Why?
The horse,
Yeah.
fucking horse is a
Oh,
is
they
a daily
transgressed.
activity.
Yeah.
No, by that's not a worst thing. That was a good thing.
Yeah. Let's.
He tried to end the war.
Like if
No, it's not a good thing for the powers that be.
A good thing for the rest of the
Oh,
world,
That's why
I
he
guess.
died.
Good- yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why he died. That's
That's
why
why he died.
So
That's why he had the
so-
open top right
So
in
the thing is
Dallas.
that it's good for us. It's good for us that he tried to end the war, but you see what they want to make you realize about him. What they want you to remember about him, that he fucked horse.
Yeah.
He's a man.
No, they
And
want
he
you to
wanted
remember him
his
by
out.
putting his name on like libraries and like
Correct.
yeah.
And with
At
a
an
name-
airport.
Airport,
with a name
yeah.
like JFK, if you go to a whorehouse, they pay you. They pay you.
The whole house will be made in a limousine, open top
Yes.
limousine.
In fact, the first
you have
hall
to-
you choose is
Yeah.
in a glass box.
Yeah, when you come, you have brain matter sprayed on
You
your face.
just increase her price. That's the girl that fucked the president,
Yeah,
and you're the guy that comes after.
yeah. And then they will,
You're the guy that comes
and then
after.
the speaker in the room will be blaring out Jackie crying. No, no, oh, my husband's dead.
No, more
Yeah.
like she's watching. Yeah, she's watching, and then you have his like famous voice. I forgot. He has a famous voice, right? Like a certain way of speaking.
He has a certain dulcet.
Yeah.
That does, yeah. And then he plays it in the room. Like, yeah, this is America's pussy, you know, something like that. This is America's pussy, and now you're giving it freedom. You know,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
He ends off with selling his moonshine that his
Yeah.
father has created
It
with
was
the mob.
like, I see a world that's free of, you know, like whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's like any man shall fuck the pussy he wants. Like, wow, and it goes like,
Yeah. Buy one get one free whiskey, moonshine.
no, maybe not that
from my
one,
bathtub. I
but
created
yeah.
it at home.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a legit impersonation.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
pretty
is
good.
it? Oh, shit.
10-10.
Is that his voice?
Yeah, it's not
Holy
too
shit!
bad.
I might
Yeah.
have his blood in me. I might have. He's been around. You know,
His spirit has overtaken your soul.
Yeah, you never know. He might be somewhere inside.
Yeah.
I may.
Or
have-
you're descended from the Jews that killed him.
It could be. It could be either one though.
Hey, we,
Yeah.
we might be into magic, like magic bullets wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's on. I don't know. You see videos like that. Once again, I have to bring it back to the videos. Why now? That's a very good question. Why now?
Yeah. No, it acts as a very good distraction, right? That the Twitter files and everything.
Well, I could make a counter argument that you know, like the process of justice takes a while, right? And obviously, considering the very public nature of what happened in 2021, you know, all bases had to be covered, all evidence had to be, you know, analyzed, cross-analyzed, referenced.
But it wasn't.
Well, yeah, you know, I mean, like, I'm not sure if that all of that is visible, you know, to us as the public, right? Yeah, no, I mean, I'd make an argument that maybe that's why it takes that long, and generally, any sort of judicial process.
And this
is not like an
wasn't a
instant
judicial
thing.
process. This was a leak.
This was Tucker Carlsen,
This was a leak. So the footages got leaked to Fox.
which apparently they're being condemned for.
Condemned for, right? So
Fox
Fox
News is being condemned
received
for.
the footages and they decided to air the footage.
Were these videos part of, you know, what do they call it?
The investigation.
body of evidence for.
No.
Apparently not.
Okay.
It's most probably buried, I guess.
So
Yeah.
At least they thought it was
if
buried.
there was a proper legal process, all these footages should have been part of the body of evidence.
7th of January.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which also brings into a point, if that was the case, if this guy was led on a tour, why is he getting 4 years? Or is it that's the reason why he only got 4 years? Because they apparently
No,
got him
this
for
all of this footage,
they got him for violent protesting, alright. But if you've seen that,
all
he
these
was let
footages,
in.
right? No. The thing is that all these footages were not part of the trial.
Mm.
Why wasn't he more confused? Like they told me to wear a bison helmet, and I just did it.
But-
I went in. I thanked God. I thanked the police, and I still got to go to jail.
But you see, again, was his trial public?
I don't know.
We don't know. Ghislaine Maxwell's trial wasn't
Yeah, that's
public.
true.
The only public one is Johnny Depp. and
It was
Amber.
Johnny Depp, yeah.
And that was a good show, lah. Let's put it that
Oh,
way.
well, that is also because like Johnny Depp's lawyers fought to have it publicized, right?
Oh,
Fought to
is
have
it?
it
Yeah.
like put out there, because apparently the reputational damage that Johnny Depp incurred was so much that he wanted to
Publicize
Yeah.
To
it.
clear his name, lah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so it also helps that the psychiatrist and the lawyer were hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't Johnny Depp dating his lawyer at the time?
Oh,
No.
Okay.
Those are rumors. Yeah, that's not true.
Yeah, he wished
Yeah.
he did. He wished, and he also wished he dated his psychologist, but she knew how.
She said no.
Like, she said no. It's like
Her
no.
last name is Curry.
Yeah,
Shannon Curry.
Yeah, Shannon Curry.
Yeah.
not with that mind.
She's
No.
Yeah, I'll get
Yeah.
some naan ready
Yeah.
for her curry.
I mean, it had to be quite weird, right? When all three of them were in the same courtroom, all three of them were the hottest ones there.
Yeah.
The lawyer, the psychiatrist, and the was she the defendant? No,
Who?
she was the
What do you call
Defendant.
it?
she was the
Defendant, yeah.
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 It's like it's the weirdest thing ever. It's like you are surrounded by the weirdest people.
No, but as the trial went on, Amber Heard became, like, in my eyes, she became way more disgusting as the
Oh, yeah,
trial
yeah,
went
yeah.
on.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
As they showed the different evidences and all. I was like,
Unlike what I would
"Fucking
do
hell."
for Emma Watson, I would not do for her.
Gladly so. Gladly so. Rightly so. And she should be charged for perjury as well. She lied on the stand
Yes.
multiple times.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Her poop will actually be stinky.
Way stinky.
Way stinky.
Way
In fact,
stinky.
she stinks.
Yeah, she pooped on the bed, right?
Yeah.
So people know, actually. People do know.
And she bragged to the chauffeur that she put on Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp's
Yeah,
bed.
why would you
Like,
do that?
what?
Why would you do? Why? What?
But
what was the
while this shit
reasoning?
show was happening, Ghislaine Maxwell's trial was happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that received like no
Nothing.
No coverage.
no
We have
coverage
drawings.
whatsoever.
We have drawings of what happened inside.
Yeah, I mean,
With drawings and record.
Okay, I'm not in tune with what happened, but like whatever happened to Ghislaine Maxwell.
she was
jail,
apprehended in New Hampshire, right? Hiding out in New Hampshire or some shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then,
like where is she right now? Is that
maximum security, I think.
allegedly.
Yeah.
She hasn't
We
killed
have
herself.
no clue.
She
no one
hasn't
knows.
killed herself.
It's not
just
public
yet.
record.
Yeah, no one knows.
right?
Yeah.
I don't really know.
There
her.
was an image. Was there a screenshot of her like doing a call or something?
I don't know. There was a picture claiming that, look at her, she's out. She's out having like a meal at an In-N-Out burger or some shit like that.
What?
She's not gonna be in and out, lah.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Like reading some book.
I mean, that's probably a doppelganger.
Maybe.
But looking at all the tech that that's available now to the public, to normal people like us, right?
20
Have you
years in
seen the
federal-
technology, like
federal
face
prison.
swap?
Yeah.
Now there's
Yeah.
technology that can do voice swapping as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you merge these two, right, and then you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
How do
no,
I believe anything
like
that's
deepfake.
yeah?
Yeah.
But now it's way better than deepfake. Like,
It's actually phenomenal.
yeah, it's crazy. Like, how do you trust anything that you see on
can't.
television or on
The
the internet?
reality is you can't.
You can't.
Yeah.
Like-
With yeah.
Have you seen like Tom Segura's like tour video? Like his tour announcement video
No, I don't think so.
where he's dressed up as like Steven Seagal and he does like a dance routine and
That's hilarious.
he has a fat guy and he deepfakes Bert Kreischer's face.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then at the end of it he stabs the guy
Mm.
like multiple times.
But most of those things have to be labeled.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Right.
it looks
I think
damn
what,
real.
What we're gonna say
Wow.
is that they have to be labeled. Like this is AI generated.
Yeah.
That's like
now,
watching an Indian film.
Now because even on Twitter,
You know,
right,
Indian film, right?
they
When
have to
there's
do
like
it.
CGI,
Yeah.
they'll put they'll put there
but
CGI.
Really?
Yeah.
The question is whether you can detect it's AI or not. And
Yeah, that's why that's the weird thing. Like now the authors, if they use AI, right, they have the obligation, I think, to declare it because
Yeah,
it's so hard.
Because of ChatGPT and all that shit, lah.
no, it's not okay. I don't know how deep you want to go in terms of AI and stuff
Deep.
like that.
Lobang, bro.
Bring us
Lobang.
down the rabbit hole.
But here's the deal. I think as far as what AI generated voice and images are concerned, I think it's amazing as a technology. Yes, I think that yes, there's going to be bad actors who's going to apply it for nefarious needs and stuff like that. But the technology right now is so good that you wouldn't be able to tell, which is why artists feel obligated to declare it, because if they didn't, no one would fucking know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when it comes to like AI art, like Mid Journey, it's still learning how to like assemble hands if you look at like the characters' hands and everything, yeah, it's a bit fucked up lah. But the face and environment it's amazing.
Yeah, but once they figured it out,
Josiah, like there's something new that came up 2 weeks ago called ControlNet.
Oh.
So what they do is, let's say I take a picture of a hand or any image hand, for example. It creates a wireframe, so it'll figure out like the skeletal structure and stuff like that,
Right.
and then pull up images from other places and apply it onto that skeletal structure, which solves the weird AI hands thing right now.
Son.
And
That's
all
scary,
of this,
dude.
yeah, and all of this happened within like 3 months.
Yeah.
This is crazy because AI is kind of been something that I've been looking at for quite some time right now, and I understand the complications around AI art.
Yeah.
Right. So the problem is not AI art inherently. The problem is the sources that they use. Right. What if you could use the AI, TensorFlow and all the AI technology and apply it to your images? So that doesn't become a problem, right?
Right.
So
So it creates different like iterations of whatever image that I create. Yeah.
And you can do this, right? So it's like teaching a child, right? So
Mm.
you only teach a child stuff that they're exposed to. So don't teach them the internet, just teach them your personal data set. As an example, I'll probably show you this, and this is like one of my favorite things. So, for those who have probably seen earlier podcasts, I used to be a comic artist. I don't do it anymore, but I do have a fair bit of, images of my own that I've trained on AI. So I created an instance on my computer and stuff like that. And based on the images that I created, this is the art that I can generate. It's still a bit shaky,
Right.
and stuff like that, but it captures the essence of what my art is,
Right.
right?
Wow.
So yes, there are problems if I used other people's art
Mm.
to generate this AI. But what if I had enough of my own art
Yeah.
that then I use AI to generate images so that I don't have to draw for the rest of my life?
Right. Right.
That's not unethical.
And you own the copyright to
'cause it's
those
my
images
images.
as well. Yeah.
So one of the
Fair
things
point,
that, so one of the things that I'm doing right now is that I'm actually training the AI on my computer to it's training on my entire Google Photos archives. So it's like 15 years of my photos.
you're training your AI to work for you.
Yeah, because it's like if I want to generate a picture of, let's say, a tiger, it's only going to generate images of a
A
tiger.
transvestite. Oh wait, you mean tiger? Like
You know what?
Oh, okay,
No,
sorry,
I
wrong.
can absolutely
Said
do
wrong.
that.
You thought tiger.
Tiger. Sorry.
So the thing is that like if my image gallery has enough pictures of transvestites, it will be there.
Yeah.
Rindo, before you get cancelled, it's called transgender.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
I'm
It's
sorry,
cool.
I'm I'm not up to date on the
Yes.
current
Yeah.
language.
Let it be
I
known that a
apologize.
lot of Lobang are woke.
Yes.
We are
I was
woke.
surprised you didn't give me a limb waving there, but yeah, okay, can yes,
Yeah.
yes. Sorry, I went in. So once again, I had to. I
Yeah.
had to.
Yeah, but sorry for deviating with the topic, but
No,
like
it's okay.
the idea is that like AI tech right now
Mm.
is so far ahead. Is that like I think the average person can't even tell if it's deep faked or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you look at all the people who are researching this, like you have like NASA scientists, you have I'm pretty sure there are links to like fucking intelligence agencies lah.
No,
In one of those like scientists as well.
Yeah, but I
working
feel
on those.
like and that's the crazy thing about like technology in general, right? It doesn't have to be NASA scientists or some like fucking technological
Yeah.
cabal. It can be some random guy who's like, hey man, I want to use AI to generate the right image to wank to. And they would probably what do you say, like further the progress of AI more than anybody else. So it's that kind of crowdsourcing of technology that makes me believe that maybe there isn't some shadowy
No,
organization.
but every technology always evolved from military first, right? Military like will be the first ones to push technology. After that, I would believe will be the porn industry. Right?
Yeah,
Close
no,
second.
I'm with you.
Close
Yeah,
second.
no, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
like when haptic suits and like VR first came out, like the porn industry took it and
it was like, yep.
let's do
Not
it.
only
Yeah.
that, even analytics.
Right?
So even analytics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because they wanted to know who are the degenerates who are coming to our site.
Yeah. Most of them are Japanese.
Actually coming to our side. Yeah.
Japanese.
Yeah.
No, you have a point, but then it also goes to show that like any sort of like advanced technological thing that we're seeing right now doesn't necessarily have to be some massive organization. It can just be
Very true.
the
Very
guy-
true.
You-
Key example, the internet.
Yeah.
when the internet was released to the masses, who were the people who were using it and like figuring out all the nooks and crannies? Lay people.
Yeah.
Yeah. People who wanted to know how can I start a website where not only I can jerk off,
Yeah.
other men can jerk off,
Yes.
Exactly.
but I can earn money from.
Yes. How can
Yeah.
I connect with other men?
Yeah.
Wait.
So yeah,
Yeah, you'd be like,
but
wait.
So just to go back to your point about like deep fakes being some sort of like concerted effort, it doesn't have to be. It could be like some dick living right next door to you who's like, hey man, you'll be funny if I just do
Put
this.
your
shit."
Yeah, no,
face
but
there.
but when we find out about deepfake, right, the tech has really probably should have existed for quite some time. And whether it's being used in the past, that's questionable, right?
Yeah, no, it has been though. Like, I mean, it's not like AI in general is new, right? We've been using AI technologies since at least the last 2 decades. A great example, predictive text. That's a prime example of maybe not intelligent behavior, but it uses like
Somewhat intelligent
yeah,
behavior.
it's like statistical probabilities, right? So let's say you type a word, and the machine goes, hey, there is a 90% probability that this word is the one that you
Next
want.
one, yeah.
You know?
Yep.
It may not be smart, but it's based on certain logic, right?
Yeah.
So-
And based on repetition as well.
Yeah.
Studying patterns. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what it is, right? And that's what AI is essentially.
I don't know
right?
why it keeps when I type in PED, it goes to pedophile instead of pediatrician.
Well, it's
For
telling
some reason.
something that
It's because it has learned from your activities.
AI is horny.
No, it's there. So yeah, that's why like when you see a deep fake,
Like
for
how
example,
lightly is Emma Watson going to be my soulmate and something like that. Yeah, I was like,
0.1%.
well,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it
you can
keeps
generate your
going.
own Emma Watson.
No, because I typed it out so many times, it just
Yeah.
predicts
Yeah,
like
no.
how
It gets lost.
how
gets
how
You know,
H
For Sean, he needs the movie Her to come alive.
yes.
Yeah, and it'll happen sooner than you think. But
Maybe.
that's the thing, right? Like if you think about deep fakes, I think the harsh reality is that we've probably been watching a ton of deep fakes and we just don't know it. Like artists could make a big deal about like, oh yeah, this you can't use our content and stuff like that. There's gonna be some guy in the basement who's gonna do it anyway.
For sure, yeah.
So, and it's a struggle because we're just used to so much media, so much video that you consume on a daily basis. It's really hard for us to tell if, this is fake or not.
Do you-
And
do you
it's the
think
crazy part?
Putin is actually dead and a Russian farmer is standing in his place, pretending to be him? Oh. Could be.
So as I put
Or do
on,
you think Biden is dead?
That is more likely. Biden is probably dead.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, this is a completely unsubstantiated theory of mine.
Yeah.
I think that Putin is not dead, but I think he's not the one making any sort of decision because he's just out of it. He's lost his mind or something. And so it's not his decision making that's causing all of this. It's just a whole bunch of other people with vested stakes. There is nothing to back this up.
nothing. Same for
Absolutely
Biden.
nothing.
For Biden
I'm-
also.
I'm basing this purely in the fact that Putin has just not been in the public sphere.
For that long.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we have Putin online now. We're going to ask him some questions.
Yeah.
Putin's
Mr.
calling in.
Putin.
Look, Biden at least, puts up enough public appearances.
Biden has fell in the...
Oh no! Putin puts up like massive public appearances. When he has like conferences with the press, he's the one like in the middle,
Is he?
interacting
Okay.
with the press.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Okay,
he? Or is this just deep fake? And
A
that's the
hologram.
farmer.
Is that a hologram?
The farmer is sitting there and everybody's like, that's Putin.
I'm pretty sure Joe Biden has fallen down the stairs multiple times.
Yeah.
He's probably broken every bone in his body. What we see on stage is
Dude, the amount
just
of
another human
of
being.
clips I've watched, like where he's talking to like a diplomat from another country, and they are walking, and the cameras are like shooting them, and literally, Sean, come. The diplomat is holding Biden like this and pulling him.
Yeah.
Hang in there, buddy.
Where
Yeah.
are we going? Where we going? No, this is for you.
The guy, yeah.
This is for you.
It's ridiculous.
He's probably saying, please don't shit the pants now. Please
Yeah.
hold it in. Please hold it in, Mr. Biden.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is? I was wondering where that smell came from.
Do you wear diapers today?
Ah.
Or
This is-
have you already started rotting?
How old is he again?
80 plus, lah, I think.
82?
92?
Just like what happened in 2001. We know that Dick Cheney ran the White House. Now we know that Joe Biden is not running the White House. Someone else is.
Then who do you
Kamala.
think? Mami Kamala.
Yeah,
Kamala.
Mommy.
Kamala is
Mama.
This is what lends credence to the idea that perhaps leaders shouldn't probably take up positions of leadership if they're too old.
Mm.
Not because they're not capable, it's because the chances of cognitive decline are much higher.
But then you have Mahathir, who's like still functioning and still,
Yes.
you know, holding it together, and like 90 plus, right?
Mahathir visits the best bomos he can find.
Wait, how old is Modi?
I don't know is the answer.
70s, I think.
I don't know.
I think
is the
late
answer.
60s.
He's
Late
one of
60s,
the
I
older
mean.
ones, right? Modi and
And he's not married.
If you
Modi.
ask, if you ask,
Modi's not married?
Modi's
if you
not
ask the
married.
Muslims, right, he'll say dead.
Yeah, I honestly don't know. Like I left
Modi is apparently a celibate.
Celibate.
Oh, he's 72.
What is he celebrating about?
No, he's celibate.
Just kidding.
Yeah, no, I mean, so the general idea is that he is so committed to, he's so committed to working for the country that,
He has no time for pussy?
he has no time for pussy.
Oh,
Does
so
he have
do I-
kids?
Do I have to censor that one?
You
out?
got no kids, ah?
No, he's celibate.
He's celibate.
Oh, so he's not married.
He's not married.
He
Once
must.
again,
He
say
must.
Those
again.
are not mutually
He is
exclusive.
celibate.
That's true.
Yes.
Now I'm concerned. He must have a dungeon full of like unwilling human beings trapped somewhere.
No,
That he's like,
I think that is why, like, there's something wrong with him.
right,
Because he's got a lot
He's
of
not getting
pent up
sex.
tension.
Like any Catholic priest.
right. They can't release.
Yeah, if you don't release,
Yeah.
then
You-
there's something seriously wrong
How,
that's
how,
going to happen.
how
I
many
never
wet
knew-
dreams does he have in the night?
I never knew that about him. I honestly never
Yeah.
knew that he was celibate.
Yeah.
I mean, there are tons of rumors that say otherwise, but that's
But I completely believe those rumors. Because
at least officially.
Yes, officially. Because I question it. It's with everything in the world right now. He would only be able to be celibate if he was in a dark
No,
room.
yeah, he's
After
a
he makes-
megalomaniac, so...
After
Yeah.
he makes his announcement, he just goes back to the black room and he's just like,
Or unless you're a monk living in like fucking Tibetan
he's not the Dalai
mountain or
Lama.
some
lah.
shit.
He's
lah.
not the Dalai Lama. And he's
Dalai
not the-
Lama is interesting character, no?
Yeah.
Really interesting character. You know,
Why?
he ate meat as well.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say that
Before he became
maybe that
Dalai
was a
Lama,
bad
or-
bad
No,
example.
while
lah.
he was a Dalai Lama.
Oh,
Maybe
interesting.
okay. What about the Pope?
What about the Pope?
He's celibate.
Most likely, he
He's-
has been fucking kids.
I
His
mean-
dick has not entered the vagina.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that it hasn't entered the asshole.
I
Yes.
mean, there's celibate and there's Catholic Church celibate, which are
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
subjective.
Like, you know, the South Park
two very
episode,
different things.
Black Backdoor Sluts 9.
well, the thing
Sorry,
is,
Pope celibate. is
no,
what I
because
meant,
the thing is, right? Technically,
Yeah.
he's still celibate.
Who is?
Who
The
is?
Pope,
Why?
because he hasn't had any relations with women.
He has he has been celibate, lah. We could
He
say
has
that.
been celibate.
Yeah.
But yeah, lah,
But we don't
technically, it's a technicality.
we can't say if he's a virgin or not,
Well,
because
before that we cannot say that. I mean, I don't
Before
even,
being
I
ordained,
don't
he
even, I
might
don't-
have fucked.
Yeah, I didn't want to say.
But do you need to be a virgin to?
No.
No, you
that's
don't-
not
you don't
the
need to,
requirement,
You don't need to.
Not. The question is not do you need. Is how they're gonna tell.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
they
there's no
gonna know.
hymen, right?
Yeah.
They can't check your hymen.
Yeah, they can't go and then
Two finger test.
lift,
Yeah.
lift up his foreskin and then
Windows said two
See,
fingers
yeah.
into the pee hole.
Or if you know that they'll be like rubbing in the. No, this has been inside. This has been inside.
Giving a new meaning to a tuning fork.
Tuning fork, yeah. Tuning
How it's
fingers.
like- yeah, there's no way to tell. There's no real way to tell. Like that's why a guy can lie. It's like, are you celibate? Are you a virgin?
Scout's promise.
Yeah, Scout's probably. He'll be like, yeah. What
Blew up the
does,
two fingers. Is it
That-
going in my butt? No, the other one.
what does my folder of Pokemon tell you? Oh, he is definitely one of them. He's definitely is. Like that's the main reason. That's the main criteria of being a pope. Prove how geeky you are.
Yeah.
I've got all 150,000.
They should
Pokemon.
really look into like getting popes to marry or like getting any priest to marry. I think it's natural for a man
That's
to
called
want
a
to.
pastor.
You know?
No,
Yeah.
I think there are
Yeah.
enough. I mean, I don't know about the Roman Catholic part of
No,
it.
they have this obsession with being seen as pure.
Right.
So
But
The-
like in other dominations, like what do they call
In
it?
Christian dominations, in
you can get married.
Christianity,
Yeah,
you
so
can
it's
get
like,
married.
you know, marriage
You can
is like
get
a natural course of it. Yeah.
It's something they encourage between a man and woman. Yeah. So, but in the Catholic faith, it's it's so the priest can be seen, I guess, in a very pure light. Like he doesn't have indecent thoughts. You don't want to confess to a guy who's thinking about your breasts and everything else. Father, forgive me for I have sinned. I slept around with 500 men. And he's down there thinking, I could be 501.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
it's also like the demonization of sexuality that becomes the issue, right? 'Cause
Yeah, they're saying
the
that's
idea is
all
that,
bad.
so it's like, oh yes, is the definition of purity mean that you shouldn't engage in carnal relations, which is probably the most natural thing for humans to do. Where did that come from?
Yeah,
That's probably my
that's
question.
that's the other thing. So like, oh, so you can only engage in promiscuity or that kind of thing when you're married. So marriage lets you do the evil thing. So marriage makes it okay. Also, so is it evil if after marriage you can do it? Oh yeah, you can do it to have kids. Well, I want to have kids now, but I don't want to get married. So but I really want kids. Is it still bad? I'm going to take care of the kids. I
Yeah.
just don't want to get married.
Yeah.
So
It's a can of worms.
it is a kind of worm, and it
Yeah.
doesn't help that they have developed this reputation where said kids are being violated by,
By priest.
by priests, and they're the shitty thing isn't about the priest, but that's the one thing we have to say, because people are shit. Yeah, people are horrible. The shitty thing is protecting them.
Yeah.
That's the part where most people have issues with. We get people are shitty. Priests, they are people as well. They can be shitty people, but protecting them is what makes it horrible. You don't protect people like that.
Yeah.
If you stand for what's good, you don't protect them. You expose them, even because that's the other thing. They're thinking in very human terms. Like if we don't protect them or we expose them, we're sullying the Catholic faith or the name. No. Their actions sully the Catholic faith and name. Their actions. Protecting them is worse.
I think the most painful thing is to realize that all your friends have been sodomized, but the priest left you out. And then you're like, what have I done wrong?
He touched you too?
It's like, what?
Wait.
But he doesn't love me?
Yeah, then he was like, wait, I was there with you. When did he do it? Oh, he's in the toilet. What?
But they're all races. Everyone is here. We're all a mixed group. But why has he not chosen me?
Yeah, because
Why am I left out?
yeah, because you don't look the way he likes you to look.
And then you grow up with a complex that you're never good enough. Yeah.
It's like then the therapist
And then you
asks
just
it's
travel
like,
to every church
Yeah.
across the globe, just like trying to get the priest to touch
yeah,
you.
why am I not good enough?
That'll be amazing comedy though.
Excuse me, why am I not good enough?
Am I good enough for you, priest? I don't
why
get what you
have-
mean.
Why have none of you touched me?
In the confession booth, you're like,
Fuck.
I'm naked right now.
I think it's
Bless
probably.
me, Father, for I have
I think
sinned.
it's the first time you hear a priest curse. Like what the fuck?
How have I let you down?
There is a rom-com in there somewhere.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. He eventually finds a priest and then they get married and then he leaves the priesthood and they end up happily
Well,
ever
there's
after.
a good name for that rom-com though. Oh Father, where art thou?
Mm. Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
Father, where art thou?
And the priest's opening line was like, hey son, I see myself in you.
a journey of realization. To understand more where that context came from, you have to catch us on Breaking Wind,
Yeah.
Which is on patreon.com.
Patreon.
Patreon.com.
and I'm doing my best to sell this thing here.
Yeah. And please
on-
follow on the footsteps of our special guest
Yeah.
today,
Yeah.
It could be you.
Rindo, who is
It
our first ever
Yeah.
Patreon member.
And look,
Yeah.
Thank you.
he's happy. He's safe. It could be you.
Yeah, and now that the mayor position is up for grabs, one of you could take on the mayor
We
position.
take
Yeah.
any position. Amokyo, Woodlands. You wanna come?
But you guys have to run for office lah. So they have
And
to,
also-
send tips to us,
Yeah.
tip us.
We like to hear from
Yeah.
Pasir Ris and Jurong also.
We
Those
accept
extended
cash.
place.
We accept cryptocurrency.
Wait, why we? Oh,
We accept check,
Oh, we're already
Yeah,
going
we
straight to
accept
the
everything.
monetary stuff. Okay, can, yeah.
gold, bars, whatever.
Gold bars,
Precious
whatever,
metals.
anything.
Yeah. Or favors. Or maybe just favors. It may not be sexual in nature, but just
now,
favors.
now you've gone a bit too far.
But at the very least, at least you will get sauced
I,
up.
Oh, that's true.
I can already predict the comments are going to say like, Window, if you're in danger, blink twice
Yeah.
at the camera.
It'll
blink
be too late.
twice.
It'll be too
It'll
late.
be too late because this is
Scratch your nose with
Are
your.
we in a dish somewhere?
I know. Don't say this. Don't say this. You implicate all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping that we wouldn't talk about Modi because mostly, A, I don't know enough.
Right.
B, I probably have some strong opinions that don't even apply anymore. But
Don't apply anymore. Come on,
you know,
let's hear them.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You love the Muslims now?
I love everyone.
Yeah, no, but I wouldn't have like I would have guessed that he would take a position way far out, like saying Modi fucking.
Yeah, no,
Mm,
I have my issues with Modi, but I do want to set the context here, and this is like based off of conversations with other friends of mine who are from India and stuff like that. The reality is that I left India in 2011, which is a pre-Modi India. So my only understanding of Modi is, when he was chief minister in Gujarat, where, when the Godhra riots happened in 2002. So I've always thought of him as a demagogue. I've always thought of him as someone who has leaned towards, Hindu fundamentalist ideologies, not actively, but by proxy. It's like complicit enablement is what I associated them with. So I left.
Well, would you say that with that point of view, would it be fair to say that you thought that he was like a puppet for the RSS?
You know what? All gloves are off. Yeah, I think so. So Modi, he may have had the best of intentions, like all politicians do when they, get into.
We could have an entire episode just on RSS.
Yeah, so
that would be interesting.
Yeah, so the RSS is, for the lack of a better word, and categorically a fundamentalist organization.
Far right, yeah.
Right.
What does it stand for?
Rashtriya Sevak Sangh. So
Yeah.
it's like community of people who serve the country, right? So
Wow.
it has these like very nationalist vibes, right?
Yeah.
The problem is that this is very much exclusive to, and they very much cater to the Hindu community.
Right.
Now, this has strong nationalist vibes, and at least in the 1920s and 30s, fascist. There is no other way to describe them.
Right.
Now, obviously, as with any organization that has lasted for more than decades, they evolve, they change, they move with the times, and stuff like that. But the reality is that they've always believed in a certain Hindu first nation, right? Now, we could say that like India is, Hindu majority and all that stuff and all that, but it is built on certain foundations which are, secular. And very early on, the government at the time established that, you can't have a government that's run on fundamentalist or ideological principles, right? So it always has to be like, state has to separate from, religion and all of that.
That's the basis of the constitution.
Yeah. So, and I don't think anybody even at the time thought of it as the reality of the situation. It was like, this is an ideal to aspire to. And that's always been the case. The problem is that communities like RSS, and I'm not saying that RSS is the only one, but it is the most prominent one right now. They've always tried to move towards ideology, religious ideology. And the problem with religious ideology is that it's so easy for people to get sucked into it, because it's like it fulfills certain needs of identity, community, purpose, and stuff like that, right? So they capitalize on it. Now, whether they're good or bad is up for question, but the reality is that like they are a far bigger organization than I think people give them credit for.
Yes.
And
far bigger and far well organized.
Yeah, this is a concerted effort, at least in my opinion, and I sincerely believe that. So within that context, Modi, he may have gotten with the best of intentions, and maybe he's not doing things out of malice and stuff like that. But because of that influence, because of that sway that organizations like the RSS have, Modi's kind of like, yeah, I'm just going to be there. And once again, I mean, he's, he has like the highest chair in the land. And I could say more, but every time I say so, I realize that I'm just talking about a pre-2011 Modi. Now, since then, much has changed, right? In the time that I left India, there were strong protests about corruption that was, prevalent across
in the Congress
country.
party.
Yeah, so there's like a lot of that, and there's like so much. So Modi was seen as the guy who would change all of that, you know. So his ideology or who he leans towards didn't matter, because what people wanted was, motherfucker, I don't want to bribe a police officer 3 times in a single week.
Mm.
You know, so it's those baseline needs that made people go, hey, you know what, I'm going to vote this guy just because they don't want to deal with, to take an American phrase, I didn't want to deal with the West Coast elite. You know?
Yeah.
So that's, in my opinion, how Modi got into power, because he was like the everyman who's going to challenge the system, drain the swamp, so to speak. Unfortunately, the baggage that he came with was the RSS and other, nationalist.
He brought his own swamp into the swamp.
Yeah, and this enabled a lot of people. This enabled a lot of people to go, oh, you know what? Now we can kill Muslims.
Yeah.
What?
Oh man, dude, India after 2014 was wild. But so, and once again, I'm only saying this because even though I left before all of this happened, my reluctance towards whatever Modi stands for stems from that, because I think I've seen that bit of inability to handle the more violent elements of his group.
Did they outwardly say we want like Muslims out of the land?
Yes.
Modi has not.
Wow.
No, he can't say that.
He can't.
Right.
He can't say that.
But the group, but RSS has been very outwardly.
The larger group, like, so there's like the a lot of what is the primary, what do they call it, like the main figures in the BJP party, for example. I think Amit Shah would come to mind. He's like the main BJP dude,
who's the Home Secretary.
Yeah.
And
he's got like huge influence.
Amit Shah, JP Nadda,
and everybody who is aligned to the BJP in some way have said these things, so you could say that, but the BJP government has caused, has created more jobs and stuff like that. Yes, and I'm not denying any of that stuff, but it is with an undercurrent of intolerance, which is surprising even for me. I come from a country where intolerance happens on a daily basis. Like, we divide people on the basis of language, religion, caste, like rivers. Like, we fight with people because of a river that we can't decide on who gets to have access to. So this is not something that I'm unfamiliar with.
Right.
But what's happening in the country over the last couple of years was surprising even for me, and maybe that's where my discomfort comes from. But every time that I bring it up, it's like, my friends who've lived in India and like who are living there, they're like, shut the fuck up, Rindo, you're a sellout, you left in 2011, don't talk to me. So I stopped talking about it. So when you asked me like, hey, let's talk about Modi, I was like, if my Indian friends hear it, they would come to my house and say, what the fuck, man? You don't know shit. So,
because recently I read a book. I think more people should actually read this book. It was written by a Kannadiga Dalit poetry writer. So Karnataka has been a state that has been taken over by BJP. So BJP is now the ruling party, and they've had a spike in like religious conflicts within the state.
Right.
Like, it is as like tiny as like from like girls wearing tudong can't go into a school.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that is there.
Right. So that became a massive issue.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So this guy was like, wait, my state has never had this problem. We have been living as brothers and sisters, as neighbors forever.
Yeah.
Like, why is this happening now? So he took it upon himself to go and read up on like what is the purpose of the RSS and how did they come about to take control of the BJP. And he wrote a book about it, and it got translated into multiple languages. I might have it on my phone. It got translated into English as well. It was such a captivating read, and it's not a big book.
What's the title of the book?
It's about it's RSS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the breakdown of it was so interesting, and it actually draws everything down with caste lines, and there's caste within the caste. So the RSS is predominantly a Brahmin organization,
Which is the highest, right?
but
Yes.
within the Brahmins themselves, they have different sects of Brahmins.
Right.
So you have the creme de la creme,
yeah.
and then you have the next level, and then you have like the low ones who are usually exported to other countries to work in temples as priests.
Right. It's like you reach black belt and then you realize that there's other dans as well.
Yes.
And the black belt's like, oh fuck, I
Yeah.
gotta collect all this.
But
again.
this one is not you reach it by yourself. This is
You're
an
born
accident
with
by
it.
of birth.
Yeah, who your
Right.
parents
Born
are,
with
right?
Yes.
Basically.
You didn't earn it.
You didn't earn
you
it,
just-
right?
Yeah.
just happened to be born under
And
this.
then
like,
they describe, which has been corroborated by certain parts of RSS. There's this certain sect of Brahmins in Maharashtra called the Chittapavani Brahmins, who happen to take over a kingdom at a certain point. And once the British came in and once the kingdoms got dissolved, they still felt that, we should not let go of our power, like the power hole, or we Brahmins would fade into oblivion. Because we as a forward caste, we are not going to have any more power.
I like how they, the funny thing about caste system is that they cannot tell. There's no way to tell
Yeah,
unless you have.
yeah, so there's no like visual
There's no
affirmation
visual,
of
it's like,
caste. No, you're right.
That guy's forehead is really big. Brahmin.
But I will say this though, like especially coming from South India, where there's a fair bit of skin color discrimination.
Yes.
So there is an often inaccurate correlation of, if you're darker skinned, it means that you're low caste. If you're fairer skinned, you're lighter caste, you're higher caste and stuff like that. It's not moored in any sort of reality, but it's more like
Perception, right?
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if that was the case,
And as we now know, nowadays perception is reality.
Yes.
Right?
but if that was the case, if I was to be born in India and I held albinism, albino, I suffer from the albino cause,
Mhm.
then what? You
Oh
revert?
no, those fellas are smart enough. They will say you're
Oh.
albino.
That's
That's it.
an interesting hypothetical, right? So let's say this is the year.
Damn white skin.
So this is the
There
year.
are albinos in India.
Exactly.
Yeah, there.
So they'd be
So-
revered, wouldn't
So
they?
there are like 1392. Let's say it's the year
Mm.
1392 in India, and then you just show up there, right? He's a dude, fish out of water, so to speak. And then I think the first thing they would look at, okay, you're light skinned, must be higher skinned, but you can't speak the language. You can't, you can't like show markers of the class where they think you supposedly belong. So they'd be like, oh yeah, he's probably high caste, but he's one of the dumber ones. So let's put him in the special needs table. So
You get the
Sexy
retard.
dances.
Yeah, you get the retard table, Sean.
Accurate, but but the thing is that my language is so advanced. Like you don't understand me. It's not the other way around.
But tell that to a guy from 1392 80s. So you'd be like,
Yeah.
hey man, we got iPhones and shit. And then this guy's like, what's an iPhone? And then it's like, explain the iPhone to me. And you'd be like, explain the iPhone to me.
It's a block of metal that you put against. Yeah, oh, okay.
You know this thing called satellites that
And
you
he's
can
like,
talk to each
This
other?
guy's crazy.
This guy
Special
is
needs table.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that's the thing. Is they want to base it just on skin color, then that's
No, I mean, the reason I brought this example is that,
Mm.
skin color can play a part, but it doesn't mean everything, right?
Yeah.
Because what people generally actually look for are different social markers to establish where you are in the hierarchy. So yes, you can be of lighter skin, but if you sound like a crazy person, to the special needs table you go.
Yeah.
Right? Light skin doesn't matter then.
Doesn't your surname also play a part, right?
Yes.
Yeah, your
so
family that
no,
you're
that's-
born in.
Family
as well.
But you see,
connections.
That's the thing
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like it's always based on a name. Like you had to be born into the family and then you be identified as that. But if I didn't give you a name, I put you in a line and ask someone to identify you.
Right.
Oh yeah, okay. I think like
There's no markers.
I think first impressions would be like, okay, all right, it's there. That's also there, but then at the same time, like caste isn't also necessarily about skin color and stuff like
It's
that.
about the education, maybe.
There's a whole bunch of things, right? So for example, if you're in a society where there was no war or no aggression of sorts, the warrior class wouldn't be as prominent. Like they'd want traders who are probably the highest in
Or
the
scholars,
hierarchy.
or scientists.
Yeah,
Or
stuff
That's
like
when
that, right?
when the kingdoms were present,
Yeah.
the warrior castes were in the ascendancy.
Yeah, but then like let's say if you're a peaceful one, there's not as much, and we're seeing that right now, right? Like entrepreneurs, for example, are celebrated right now
Yeah.
versus soldiers,
Mm.
right? But in times of war,
They them
soldiers are
also.
fucking glorified,
Yeah.
right? So, given a choice between a big buff soldier versus Mark Zuckerberg in times of war, who do people choose? Right? So I think like caste tends to come along those lines. I'm simplifying this. There's like so much more historical bullshit that goes on. But the reality is that it's not as simple as, skin color, religion, language affiliation, all that. It's just who is perceived to have the most value at that point in time is the higher caste.
But the
You
fucked
know?
up thing is that you can't move caste, right? You can't change your caste, can you?
Over time, it has kind of, become tied to family and generations and stuff like
Yeah.
You
that.
can marry in lah.
Yeah, it's
You can
there.
marry up.
But you can see it based on like some of the castes that you see.
Men cannot.
Oh, I mean, if
But-
woman can marry up.
No, but you can also so there are castes like what's the word, Chashma Wala, I think. I forget the actual name, but let me use the word Chashma Wala, right? So in Hindi, Chashma Wala means the glasses guy.
Mm.
That's a caste.
What? That is
So it's like
my caste.
no, because so what happens is that a lot of caste categorizations happen because
Of occupation.
of an occupation,
Yeah.
vocation
Right.
that's passed on to generations, stuff like that. Oh, he's the guy who's the blacksmith.
It's like Schumacher.
Yeah.
So, like
Mm.
in Kerala, so there's a caste categorization called Tattan. It means blacksmith. So there's tons of people who are not blacksmiths. They're clerks, they're cashiers, they're scientists, they're community presidents and stuff like that. But Tattan as a word means blacksmith, right? So a lot of these come from like social hierarchies that become entrenched in family.
Mm.
So that's why when I hear people talk about caste, I'm like, there's more to it.
There is. Be unfortunate if your family was involved in like the prostitution ring. I wonder how what's prostitution in Hindi?
I don't speak.
Prostitute is Randi, but
Randi.
Merchant
Yeah,
class.
that's in Hindi, but
Wait,
like
wait.
They're part of the merchant class.
Wasn't the
no, they're not part of that.
wasn't the
Why are
teacher
you
called
selling
Radi?
human beings?
Wasn't the teacher Radi?
Ready.
Radi. Oh, I was thinking. Yeah, it's not Radi.
Reddy.
Reddy.
Even that is the name of a caste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but in India, right? Like it's interesting because like certain groups of people have been categorized by their attitudes and how they behave.
Mm.
Like it's really interesting because in southern India, I think all throughout India, the British came up with this legislation called the Criminal Tribes Act.
Mm.
Right? So they categorize people by their caste, and they claim that these tribes or these castes are inherently criminal.
Wow. That's so wrong.
Like criminality is part of their blood.
But and as,
Isn't that racism?
no, but like as
It
crazy
is.
as crazy as that sounds,
Yeah.
that was the dominant science of the time. It's like
Yes.
like your criminality or your behavioral patterns are very much part of your blood. It's not nurture, it's nature.
Right.
I mean, that's the central thesis of any sort of like racial discourse at the time.
And the
right?
British Raj, right, technically used scientific logic to come to that conclusion. They use stats to come to that conclusion.
We now know better,
Right.
but at the time that was what it was. So it's like,
50% of you are known to be robbers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
therefore we're gonna jail you all.
You just robbed your mom of her womb. You're like, oh, it's like a baby comes out.
It was that like racialization of behavior was like a
Burglar.
prevalent colonial attribute. It really was.
like you ever watch Gangs of Wasseypur, right?
Yeah.
Like you know in the first part where they show like Sultan Dakot like coming up in the horse and stealing from the train.
Mm.
Yeah, those tribes and all those people were all classified under criminal tribes.
I see.
So like technically under the legislation,
Yeah.
the cops in that town will come up and round up all the men, even boys, and bring them to the police station after a certain timing.
Then what? Put them in
You have to
hard
stay
labor?
there.
Hard labor?
No, you have
Oh.
to stay. You have to stay there till the morning. That was their way of combating crime.
Wow.
once again, all of this was like colonial times. and
Yes.
I dare say that this would have happened here in Singapore too during colonial times, because that's
Yeah,
just
instead of
how
putting-
colonial governments worked. It's difficult, and once again, like the more I talk to you guys about this, the more I realize how little I know.
No.
So usually I try to like not talk about it, because at least when we're talking about this here, at least a little more civil. If I were to talk with my Indian friends, I'd have a black eye. Because it's like people feel strongly about this, and like you got to be informed when you're talking about this. And
But then you can't be speaking with them with some daru in them.
What's daru?
Daru is
liquor.
Beer.
or anything, any alcohol.
Liquor.
So what? Your friends are pro Moody or?
Depends who I talk to.
Okay.
So I think I lean left, and I think most of my friends are also quite liberal in that respect. But I have been I've been meeting a lot more people who are very much pro Modi, and once again, it's not a problem that I have, but I sense certain what's the word? I don't know. They get a little more antsy, when we
Right.
talk about Indian politics and stuff like that, and they're like quicker to
They don't know what you're
punch
talking
you in the
about.
face.
It's strange though. Like once you pass your 30s, to be so like entrenched in politics.
It's all
When
you know.
after a while, you kind of know it's all game, isn't it?
No, but it's all
Yeah.
they
You know, it's all about
Yeah,
it's
but
about collection of wealth and
a
power
little
and,
bit of pride.
and all that.
yeah, but I know. I think I'll take Sean's what Sean just
Yeah.
said right now about pride, right? Because I think the older you get, the more you want to hold on to certain principles of identity and community. And if a political party or a political figure gives you that, it doesn't matter what their politics are.
Yeah,
You know?
but I never
Like-
really I can't understand that though.
No, usually
think
it comes
we're
from people who want to take advantage of that.
Well, I will.
But I don't think I'm just speculating here, but I don't think your friends are, from how you explain to them, for someone to get like super
Okay, I'm not
aggressive.
sure whether his friends
It's
are.
like
Yeah.
patriotism.
But India-
It's just
Is so unique in that aspect
Right.
because it's such a big country. It's such a vast country.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's just India though. Like, I mean, I think there are like maybe two books that I would recommend. One which is White American Youth, and I'll get to that in a bit. And then there's one which is Identity. Now, White American Youth is a book about an ex-neo-Nazi, right? So he's a guy who, his name is Christopher Picciolini. So he becomes a neo-Nazi, right? So at a very young age, like he's like 16 or 17 or something, he gets into the neo-Nazi crowd, becomes a white supremacist, gets into like beating up, minorities in the U.S. and stuff like that. But then over time, he learns that this is
for
bad.
American History X.
Sorry?
It's like the basis for American History X.
Oh, I haven't seen.
You have not seen the film?
I haven't
Oh
seen
man!
it.
Edward
it
Norton,
sounds-
man.
It sounds
Yeah,
quite.
Edward
Edward
Norton,
Norton.
It sounds quite similar.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's sounding
Yeah.
quite similar.
Directed and start.
Neo-Nazi.
shit.
He didn't direct. I don't think he directed.
Neo-Nazi.
I think he directed the movie.
The whole thing
I don't
very
think so.
violent. and
Someone else
kills
did it.
somebody,
Yeah.
goes to jail,
Oh,
reforms.
fuck, I thought he directed
Yeah,
it.
maybe not the same story,
No.
but then this guy's like, it's fairly new, so he's
Mm.
still like fairly young. So this guy, what he does, he talks a lot about like trying to remove himself from like hate and stuff. And what he talks about is like the reason why he got to neo-Nazi is not because he's like an inherently bad person, is because he was a kid who was seeking like identity and community. And, groups like neo-Nazis are really good at finding vulnerable people or at finding people who are seeking a sense of belonging, right? The reason I bring this example up is because the friends that I meet who are pro-Modi aren't necessarily bigots. They're not terrible people, but they align with groups that fulfill their sense of identity and community. Yeah? It is not... Look, let me just put this in real terms, yeah? I think as Indians living overseas, there's a constant sense of cultural insecurity that we often have to deal with, like Indian citizens living overseas, I mean. So it's like, oh, India's this, India's that, India's this. Slumdog Millionaire, blah, 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 and all that stuff. So it's all these shit that, you always have to constantly fight against and stuff like that. And then someone like Modi comes out. And he's like, he says the Indian version of Make America Great Again. So you could be bleeding heart liberal. You could be fuck all of this religious ideology. But then when you see a guy who says, make India great again, regardless of his politics, and when other people around the world look at this person and go, okay, he's a scary person, we can't counter him, we can't say Slumdog Millionaire to him, you can't help but root for that guy. You know? So that sense of community overrides any sort of political consideration that you have.
But I don't think it was only that. It was
It's-
also the previous Congress regime.
Yeah.
Sorry, not say regime lah. The Congress government, which was part of quite a number of like fucked up shit lah, like the 2G
Absolutely.
scandal and like all
Yeah,
of those
so
things.
I think the corruption also played a huge part.
Yeah.
I think that was probably like the overriding concern. But the thing is, and especially like if you look at like overseas Indian citizen communities, a large part of them are widely considered to be pro-Modi supporters, not necessarily because of the politics and circumstances that happen in India. It's because here's a guy who is championing Indian pride, and it's a heady feeling, you know, and I can see this,
Yeah.
like as a guy who left, who always thought of like Modi as someone who's problematic, and then I see like a lot like other folks from India who are like, Modi's the best.
Oh,
then-
we have a strong leader.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
you know, a strong man who can like, India's the best and shit like
Yeah.
that, right?
Mm.
So when you delve deeper into it, you see that a lot of the support comes from that need from support, which is why I brought up the White American Youth book example, because it talks about that in some way. The other book is Identity, and this is by Francis Fukuyama, and he talks about this need for community, like, you know, isothumia, megalothumia, and out of the scope of this podcast for sure. But the idea is that the driving factor for anybody's need for self-esteem comes from a sense of belonging, sense of purpose. And if some guy, regardless of what he says, regardless of what his politics are, if he speaks to your sense of identity and community, you'll support him.
True. I agree. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So Modi supporters aren't bad inherently, even though I don't like the guy. He speaks to that level of, you know, identity.
And I'm pretty sure religion does play a big part as
For
well.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because religion
Yeah.
also hits the same beats.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I was growing up, I didn't go to temples because I liked religion. I went to temples because I want to meet girls. You know? The temple priests knew that. Because they're like, temples aren't about worshipping God. Temples are about bringing people together. And if we can get enough number of people to come together to the temple, you know, 10% of the time, we'll get their buy-in. You know? They've built that sense of community. So religion is one of those things.
Yeah.
So
So in this case, I think Moody is like Obama, not Trump. Obama changed after the whole like shit show with the housing crisis. He comes out and promised that he's going to change everything and take Wall Street by chain up Wall Street, but he did none of that.
I
Oh, yeah,
don't know
yeah.
enough about it.
And
Like
Yeah.
Modi, like he has proven like he is one of the most corrupt
yeah,
prime ministers of all time.
and then we give Obama the Nobel Peace Prize.
You're gonna get like a community guideline strike right now.
Why?
Saying that.
No, this one no. No, so, like it's out in the open. The whole Adani thing now.
Oh man,
That is fucking
so
mad.
crazy.
Right.
Like fucking Modi single-handedly created this guy, supported
Okay, have you
him,
guys heard about this guy?
and he
No.
made the fella the third wealthiest man on the planet.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
Okay, I'm surprised because I thought this was like huge news.
Yeah, it's huge news actually.
Okay.
Oh,
so,
shit.
I don't read the news that
Okay,
much.
so here's this guy. His name is Gautam Adani. Like until 2018.
He was like 600 something on the list of
Yeah.
the wealthiest people in the
Like,
world.
So
Wow.
within 3 years, he became the richest man in Asia, and then as of last year, he became the third
Third,
richest man
yeah.
in the world.
Oh shit.
150 bill,
Yeah, like huge. Like
Wow.
it is massive. And
running ports all over the country,
yeah, so like he buys ports, power
running
stations,
airports.
So a lot of the
Yeah.
power plants and stuff like that. So he's a big part of it. He's like, although he's Indian, like he's based out of Dubai, I think. But yeah, it's like a dynasty of sorts, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Oh, I've seen his
Right?
picture. Okay.
So 2 months ago? I
Yeah,
think?
2 months ago.
So there's this investment company in the US, Hindenburg Research, right? So their entire game plan is to research companies, see if they're going down, or short them.
Right.
Essentially, so that's their game plan.
Yeah.
So they
Great name though, Hindenburg.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And their policy is it works hand in hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know? So these guys are like, so they dropped like this bombshell on Twitter. They're like, man,
No, they dropped the report.
Oh shit.
They dropped their
Yeah, they were
research
like-
report.
this is the scam of the century.
Yeah.
And so it's this massive report, like detailing, you know, what this company does and how, you know, they're doing so much shady shit, but they weren't doing this for altruistic motives. So they put this on Twitter. They were like, you know what, we think these guys need to go down, so we're gonna short them, and they said it.
Whoa.
And just by doing that, in just like 3 days, this company lost like $180 billion or some shit.
Holy shit.
You know.
Which this Nadani guy was the CEO lah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he was. So these guys tried to do some damage control and stuff like that, but apparently the Hindenburg research report was so comprehensive.
Yeah.
Like everything fell apart.
Yeah. Like they dug up everything. They were like, wait, how was this company funded? And then they found out that the State Bank of India
Yeah.
was giving them like unlimited loans,
Wow.
which should not be the case.
Yeah.
And then the Life Insurance Corporation of India, which is meant to be bound by like really hard like lending standards, were also investing money into that.
Right.
Like these guys like have pensions of government employees of India under them.
So they're making money for them lah. They're investing and then making money.
Yeah,
for
but
them.
they were handing out loans to Adani's
right.
corporations
Yeah. So
with nothing.
I see.
So
Yeah.
they were like then they were like, wait. So without someone or some entity telling them, just give him the money, they wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, so there are implications of, you know, political connections with the incumbent party, and so yeah, man, wild ride.
Wow, right? It was fucking wow.
And the finger points to Modi
Modi.
lah. Right.
So I think nobody wants to say it right now, for fear of so many other issues.
But it's out in the open. It's the opposition, the chief opposition party, Congress,
They're using it lah.
and Rahul Gandhi,
Yeah.
fucking in the parliament, had huge charts,
Wow.
fucking blown up images of Modi on Adani's jets, of them traveling together and everything. Oh, it was incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. And it so happened that the BBC documentary came out about the same time.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is something worth talking about, which is that the BBC documentary, which was about the Godar riots when Modi was like chief minister 20 or so years ago, was taken down in India because of all the implications that this, Modi is probably not acting in the best interest of the country. So, which is why I didn't see it. I couldn't see it.
You could.
But now can you still find it on BBC?
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, I mean, Pirate Bay exists for a reason, man.
That's also true.
Oh no, the Internet Archives
Like-
exist for a
I
reason.
swear to God. This
The
is
deep
why
web exists for a reason.
This is why I endorse online
Piracy,
piracy.
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
watch the shit that you want to.
Exactly.
True.
And on that note,
Yeah. Do not pirate our podcast on Pirate Bay. Can't find it.
can't find it.
Yeah. Only you can.
Instead, go to patreon.com/lots of lobang.
Yeah. Send us your money. All right. Thanks, guys.